all crypto nation and mining family. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, all you happy hashers out there? What's up? We have a little bit of a green day in today's market. It's green, guys. We'll take this as a win, as for whatever we can get it, right? Yo. I got it on gaming monitor still, so let me bam. Okay, there we go. Bam, there we go. Had it on gaming camera still. So yeah, we finally have a few green days here. Seems like the market sentiment is looking at what the Federal Reserve is doing. They will continue to look at all the little different markets like that. So if you go back in and you start looking at a lot of the markets that are out there, a lot of them have flipped green as of the last few days, or within margin, right? So the S&P 500s, is having a 0.06% cool down. Nasdaq 100 is up almost 0.75 of a point. The Bitcoin index is up a little over 0.25%. The U.S. dollar index is weakening, which that's usually where you want to be in assets already. So the smart money would have already piled into the assets while they were at the bottom, because right now, if you would have bought in and it was one, and the U.S. dollar index was down a point whenever you bought in, and now it just returned back to where you bought in, well, you didn't take advantage of these cheap dollars for more expensive assets. We need to see I think we've seen the top of where this is really going to hit at, because if Jerome Powell keeps on going down the route that he wants to do 3 more interest rate hikes on this. The rest of the market is trying to sit there and go, up, you beat inflation, game on, right? And I'm wondering what Jerome Powell's going to do moving forward with this market here. But it is interesting to sit there and see that, for the short term, it looks like that Busy Bitcoin is on a tear. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got an 8-day tear right now. So 8 days it's been climbing. It looks like we may be setting in for a golden cross here. It's hard to tell, but if we can get a golden cross from here, we should sit there and start seeing us turning back to where we really should be, which should be into the $20,000 marker. If we can get back up to here, guys, we will be doing good coming into spring, guys. Woo! To me, I'm looking at this as a net positive for all of this stuff. But that's just me keeping an eye on the market. Not that I'm like trading against any of this stuff. I know some people already have short positions in at 17.5. That they're expecting this market to just fucking roll over. I'm hoping that we just build momentum and just kind of all the smart money that's been sitting off to the side waiting for the new year, so that they can harvest their losses, are now piling back in. It would be what the smart people, I would think, would be doing, right? So yeah, that's just my little market forecast for the short term. The quick with the quickness, right? So let's get into some of that tech stuff, guys. Let's dig in. So NVIDIA, to extend its 8104 GPU product lineup, guys, this one is an interesting. I'm curious to know what NVIDIA is trying to do with this. So NVIDIA is basically bringing in two more unknown GPUs. They are utilizing the 8104, which is the 4070. And we got the 8104 250, but low power mode. And we have the 8104 251, which usually would signify a reduction. So this would be the lower SKU model, and it's also a low wattage target point. I'm not even sure what the heck that they're going to call these. Like, are they going to bring back the super lineup? You know, we're going to have our the super and I have no idea. This is a weird play because it there's no way that they're going to sit that. Like, the only thing they can do at this point with the lower wattage target point is that these have got to be further cut down cores. And I'm not understanding how you can get two of them to sit on the same core, but now you're offering it with what, a slower memory bus on there? It's already at a 192-bit bus width. What, you got to put these ones on a 128? And it will be GDDR6 and non-X modules. I'm not getting that. I mean, that would be what I would think that with the 8104 250 with the lower target point of wattage, is that this is going to be a GDDR6 non-X, same 12 gigabytes of memory, but maybe it might be sitting on the 192-bit bus on there, maybe, or they will put the higher bus width on there. I doubt it, but I'm thinking it's going to be a 192-bit, but it's going to be a non-X. So your wattage target point could be a little bit lower, which would also downclock them. With these, it's like, because like they're not designated these as mobile variants. So I mean, if they're a mobile variant, then that makes total sense. If these are non-mobile variants, then I wonder why they have the like something in between a 4070 and a 4060 Ti. Why? Considering that, what, are they not going to come out with a 4050 and a 4050 Ti like they always do? Come on now. I'm curious to see what this is actually going to be, because at 200 watts, it's going to be a cut down core. It has to be something. They had to cut corners somewhere, and are they still going to call it a 70 class? Now for the, I mean, they're still using the 8104 die on there. So I mean, it's still in the 70 class die section. I just don't know how much more you can cut it down without calling it a 4060. I'm just saying. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on something like this. This is almost starting to feel like the 20 series launch, where whenever the 20 series came out, I was just like, oh yeah, I'll pass on that one. It's not enough of a leap and bound difference. Mining wise, you're not talking that big of a performance jump over last generation. If you are an avid gamer and you've got a 2K or a 4K monitor, you might get a little bit of a benefit, as long as you're using a brand new motherboard with a new CPU in there, so that you've got the newer PCIe bandwidths on there, so that you can utilize these GPUs at its full potential. Anything less than that, these are like, why? I don't see enough of for me myself of what I'm on. I've got a Asus ROG Strix X399E motherboard with a Threadripper in there, a 1950X, right? I've got a 3080 Ti in here that I'm basically not even utilizing its full performance off of it. Why? Because my PCIe lanes are still on the older platform. Does it bother me? Hell no. It's another reason why I'm not jumping on board with grabbing one of these newer GPUs going, oh, I gotta have all the new ray tracing, the DLSS and stuff like that. It's like, make DLSS work on all platforms instead of just trying to take advantage of only the new ones. Then I'll be like, okay, I'll switch over to that. But for what I've got, what I have right now works all crispy. 4065. What are they AMD now? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like AMD doing their, gonna do their 2950. You got to have that 2950, 7950 XRX, bam, because it's better when it's 50. It seems like AMD and NVIDIA really have gotten a little full of themselves with this last massive mining boom. Yeah. Maybe. It's like NVIDIA is very predictable. So you're basically, I think what you're going to see is a super and maybe a 4060, a 4065. I doubt that. I think that, it's really hard to sit there and try to predict this one, because this is the first time that like NVIDIA is really in a while that they've kind of just released a bunch of GPUs that didn't necessarily all make sense of what they were doing. 4060 Super Ti. You could. I mean, yeah. I mean, think about what they did with the 20 series, That very well could be what we're looking at, is how the botched 20 series launch. Like, I don't get it. NVIDIA is just like absolutely losing it with just trying to produce a product that and thinking that everybody's just going to buy it. And same things with AMD going, oh, at least our stuff works, and they start poking fun at it, and they've got a fucking product launch issue too. I will not get this, like I skipped the 20 series until I started mining. Then I bought pre-owned stuff to mine with. I never even got any 20 series. I stuck around with the 10 series because there was not enough of a difference between my 1080 Ti's and a 2080 that had came out. It made no sense. So I kept all of my shit, and fucking once the 30 series came out, then I started fucking buying. I skipped the 20 series altogether because I knew the price point per hash rate, unless you were getting into the 2060 series like the Super and stuff, and the KO edition. Um, oh, that. Oh my God, that's what that could be. Oh my God, we could be looking at a 4070 Super and a 4070 KO. Ha! I'm not a betting man, but that makes sense there. Like Alex Bingo. I had to reminisce about the 20 series, the shit 20 series launch. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hitting that downward sloping resistance at 17.5. Maybe. I mean, we hit that like a while ago. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, we hit that like 17.5, and it's like ingesting some of that right now. As long as we can close the daily on a green, I think we're good. That's just my thoughts. But guys, I don't know how many of you guys stream out there, but this one currently does not affect me in any way, shape, or form. Although I wish it would do the other variations of the AV1 encoding for OBS. OBS is Open Broadcasting Studio. Basically, it's how I'm streaming to you guys. It's free open source software to be able to stream to YouTube or any other social media. The AV1 encoding is supposed to be a little bit more of a lightweight encoding system that can be done on GPU without taking a real performance hit. It's just how it's sending out the bits of data for OBS itself to be able to broadcast back out. And with it being a little bit more lightweight, it means that it's like you can actually be gaming and be able to actually turn up your graphics output for yourself so that you get a better experience while you're gaming. Because a lot of times, most people, while they're gaming, you're turning down, you're cutting corners on your graphics because it's either overloading your CPU or it's the color is getting distorted out on there. And a lot of the AV1 encoding would actually help fix this. But unfortunately, they're doing this with the AMD. I don't have an AMD to be able to do this on. So unfortunately, this does not help me out. And just to go one step further, if you have an Intel Arc GPU, these are already using AV1 encoding on there, but it's not the same one that AMD utilizes. But man, I've got the Arc A3, the Arc 380 at the facility, and I'd love to be able to use the AV1 encoding on there for streaming out on there. But unfortunately, we gotta wait. It's fine overall. I guess you gotta at least implement one of them, get that working, get the bugs worked out of it, and then start rolling out the other different flavors of AV1 encoding on there because it's open source. So all right. And here's an interesting one that I didn't think that I would have ever really seen. But I'll take this as a net positive, not for us in the United States or anything like that, but I'll take this as a net positive of justice kind of being served in the right way, even in the most obscure countries. Like Iran court orders the release of seized crypto mining equipment. 150,000 ASICs that were previously seized and were going to be getting auctioned off have already been returned or are in the process of being returned. Basically, the way that the courts are stating it at this point is during Iran's energy crisis that they had, what was it, about a year ago or something like that, they basically made mining illegal. But you're basically trying to tell people what they can and can't do with power that they're already purchasing. So the seizure of the equipment was basically illegal. I can understand, someone coming up to them and going, "Hey, look, you need to turn that off. We have an energy problem. Until we get that, you don't get to use the extra power." Not just, I'm going to, come in there with the cops and seize all the equipment and shut them down forcefully in that direction. It's like if I was going to sit there and, hey, I pay my bills. Don't tell me what I can and can't do with my power. If you want to sit there and stop me from mining, tell me how much power I'm allowed to use. Don't sit there and tell me that what I'm doing is illegal, because it's not. Illegal means I didn't pay my bills. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on that one, right? But currently, some 150,000 crypto mining equipments are held by them. A large part of which has been released following the judicial rulings. The machines have already been returned. However, Eshadi believes that the release of the mining equipment could add stress to the country's energy grids. He suggests that the generation and transmission company of Iran must propose plans for the use of the hardware to avoid undue stress on the nation's grid system. Now, a lot of miners are willing to do this stuff. So basically, there are many miners out there that will get a hold of the power company and be like, "Okay, when do you want us to have our stuff on? When do you want us to turn a portion of it off? I'll turn off portions of it to help stabilize your grid." So basically, what'll end up happening is you'll get a really good sweetheart deal to be able to mine during the evening time. And during the daytime, you have to, cut, let's say half of your mining equipment must turn off during the daytime, because during the daytime, you have other companies that are there trying to conduct business that are also utilizing power. So as during the daytime, you turn your stuff off, allow them to do their business. And then when they're getting done for the evening, you get the green light. You turn everything on. The electric company doesn't have to do anything different, because the same load stays on across the grid. So it basically helps stabilize the whole grid out, so you don't have these big power spikes. Let's say you have a vulcanization plant, which will be for like rubbers and plastics and stuff like that to be able to melt down. These are huge electric heaters that they get turned off in the evening time. Depending on how close you are to that facility, you might see a little power spike, and this will be considered normal on the grid. Now, a couple of mining facilities could stop that power ripple, be like, okay, and you guys could sit there and time it out and be like, okay, they're about to turn this off. You turn on, let's say, half of what you have off, and then as they turn off, you flip the rest of them on at that moment, and the grid doesn't even notice it. And they're trying to, and I think that's a plan that the Iranians power company is going to have to kind of figure out how they can utilize that. Plus, on top of that, They got some of the cheapest electric out there in the world, like 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour. No, Tains, Iran is not a free country, not at all. Talking about the Amazon mystery pallet I bought. Nice, nice. Um, so itchy eye. Sorry, guys. Uh, it'll be interesting to see how their electric companies will take on with this. Because at the height of them with all the mining going on in the country too, they were using 62,500 megawatts during peak consumption. And at the time, Iran used to account for less than an eighth of a percent of the global Bitcoin hash rate, which is now increased to almost a quarter of a percent. I don't know if the graph will pop up. Will it? Yeah. According to how this graph is really showing off. So Iran, even with mining not being allowed really so much in the country since the energy crisis, they're still gaining in global hash rate because the people that are mining out there are also utilizing more efficient hardware. You give people an incentive to mine Bitcoin at an effective way, to mine Bitcoin. I mean, in a very poor country, one Bitcoin ASIC, let's say the WhatsMiner M30++, one of those that could change the poorest family out there's life in a positive way, because now they've got money that's not being devalued by the Iranian government. They've got returns that are better than the electricity that they're spending, and they're able to sit there and capture their own work energy that they paid the electric bill with, and they're capturing it now in Bitcoin. So I think that with the machines being sent back to their rightful owners, instead of being stolen, they know these machines are going to get turned right back on, and I hope so that they do. This would probably, I don't know if it would really raise the overall hash rate of Iran overall. The network hash rate's pretty high, and even though that they've got some pretty cheap power out there, not everywhere out in Iran has the cheaper energy rate. So it kind of depends on where the people are sitting at that had the machine stolen from them. Yo, what up, crypto crap? Yo, F to this FA Monday. Yeah, got that Monday energy, that millionaire energy. Yo. You know what doesn't have that millionaire energy, guys? And it sucks that it's coming out now. I feel bad for him. The Gold Shell KD Box 2, the Kadena ASIC miner, is now available. In its normal hash rate mode, you're 5 terahash for 400 watts. Low power mode, you are 3.5 terahash for 260 watts, which puts you at 74 joules per terahash. In retrospect, guys, welcome to the Bitmain KA3 166 terahash. It's not 400 watts, so you can't just run this at your house. I get it. You can't just run this at your house. So you're 3,154 watts. Right, but your hash rate, basically, you're looking at 52 joules per terahash. So this thing is a hell of much fucking hella more efficient than this. It basically killed the Gold Shell KD box 2 before it even started. So if you guys are wanting to get a whole string of these, don't. If you're wanting to get one just because you want one, that's one thing. But grabbing one of these things because you're thinking you're going to be able to build a profitable farm, let me introduce you to this again, the KA3. It just put those out of business. You are not going to see people sitting there trying to fill up farms of these. You're going to see a few people at their house. They're going to have this sitting on their desk, and it's going to be a conversational piece. You got to have it Ethernet right to it. It is not going to be Wi-Fi like the mini doges and stuff like that. So you're not going to get the benefits of just applying power to it. It could sit anywhere. Now you got to apply power and figure out how you're hooking up an Ethernet cord to this, and then it's never going to be profitable, ever. So I mean, you're basically going to be doing this for a little bit of the Kadena token, if that's what you're wanting to support, then by all means, this will be a cheap way to be able to deploy this at your house. It's not too noisy. The wattage being utilized is not a whole lot, so you can just plug this into any 110 outlet. But just note that, you're not going to be able to scale this up. Yo, what up, New England Crypto? It's like I got a CK box too, but skip the KD box too. Good afternoon to you too, my bro. Yeah, I think this will be one that, like, I think with the coins that Gold Shell has been producing ASICs for, I think what they're doing is cool. I'm not going to dog on Gold Shell. It's just unfortunate that they have now a big behemoth that's taking over on the coin that they were trying to, give some hash rate out to the whole miner. Give them some equipment that's affordable. And as soon as these got released, they were basically already put on sale because, yeah, these are pretty much well worth it if you're trying to stack sats. It's a good way to do it. This is a good way to do it. At 12 cents a kilowatt hour. Oh, what? No way. Am I looking at that right? Okay. I didn't think so. So you'd be looking at $36.69 a day at 12 cents a kilowatt hour on this thing. Which in today's market, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. So you're looking at $13,209 a year after the power, right? On a $10,000 unit, that means within 1 year you have the potential of earning $3,000. And the more that they sell of these bad boys, the less you guys make. So that's always the drawback with the ASIC world, is that whenever there are ASICs that are profitable out there, mining farms will pick them up. A lot of hash rate gets deployed very quickly because some of these farms, they're doing good for themselves. They have collected a war chest. They owe no money. They've grown the right way. They understand how to maneuver in most markets. So they're going to be poised to sit there and grab something like this. Those who can get capital investment, they're going to sit there and grab these things, and they're going to do a big build out on these. So just kind of be careful with when it comes down to grabbing ASICs just for the sole purpose that they're profitable, because they're profitable today. So if you get batch 1, you've got up until batch 2 on profits for where they're at today. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're ever going down the rabbit hole of ASIC mining, guys. That if you're getting from batch to batch, each time a batch gets released, day 2 of release day of the batch, the difficulty shoots up, and you lose about anywhere between 5 to 15% of your profits between batches is where I've typically seen them. Like, yeah, it's like, let's see, what are you guys all talking about? It's like the math just doesn't make sense with those. No, not at all. FA for sure. Yeah, I like them when they're silent. They're pretty cool and everything, but yeah, too bad. The difficulty adjustment with the K3 will be rough for all other KD miners. Yes. Shipping was delayed again with the KA3 also. So my KD Box Pro is not a paperweight yet. Yo! right. I guarantee you that like it. Let me see here before I say I guarantee you. Hold on here. Dana hash rate. Let's see where the Kadena hash rate's at. One's a little rough one to figure out. Let's see. What? Let's see here. Let's see where you guys have stabilized out. So here's Kadena between all the pools that are here. So poolmars.net here. We got 3.95 petahash. Now we've got almost 5 petahash. Hash pool, 105 terahash, right? No, 100 terahash to 140 terahash. That could be more gold shells there. But we've added almost 1 petahash onto poolmars.net. Everybody else seem to be staying pretty much average. So either there's a bunch of gold shells or other, FPGAs they got turned on for this temporarily. Or this is a small batch of ASICs. And I mean a small little batch that's running. You'll see them testing out ASICs on small little itty bitty pools that nobody's paying attention to. And you'll just see a know nothing pool all of a sudden get a little injection of hash rate, and you're like, whoa, where'd you get that from? So it'll be interesting to see where Kadena will be sitting after the KA3s get launched all the way out. We'll have to see. But here's one that I kind of struck me I was like, oh, wow. Check this out, guys. So SRB Miner Multi, AMD GPU miner with support for NVIDIA GPUs now, guys. Yo. So SRB Miner now supports NVIDIA GPUs. Now that's some interesting news. I don't see why they wouldn't have done this, considering that every mining rig that's utilizing SRB Miner, they're paying SRB miners mining fee for the utilization of their software. So it makes sense from a business standpoint that they would want to offer this to as many people as humanly possible, which means that you can't be hardware focused on one hardware. You got to be able to do all the hardware. So kind of cool that they are now allowing NVIDIA to get involved with them. I wonder if they'll be able to get any of the efficiencies into NVIDIA like a lot of the other miners have already done. We'll have to see how they are. I mean, a lot of people are using LOL Miner or G Miner at this point, and the efficiencies off of those two miners are pretty decent. So I'd be interested to not sure if I'll be able to do testing on this week, or I'll have to wait till I get back from vacation and then I'll test this out to see where the efficiency, what efficiencies I gain or don't gain from utilizing SRB Miner. Because I don't look at what the dashboard on my side, on the client side, will show me. I will look at the pool side. What is the average hash rate that the pool is seeing? Is it up, down, or the same? And then am I using less or more wattage to achieve this? Those are the two areas where I'm really my measuring sticks. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day. I don't care what my mining dashboard says. Oh, you're getting 10 more hash rate. I don't care. Is the pool seeing it? And am I doing it for the same amount of power or less? If it's the same amount of power, then cool. I have another miner that I can utilize. If it's utilizing it for less power, guess what? I'm switching my shit over, right? Because I want efficiency. The most efficient miner wins, always. So, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to test this out this week. I do have to do a fan swap on my 3090 EVGA before I leave for vacation. And then I have... Put it over here. And then I've got some memory for my Steam Deck, eMMC, something like that. Got to get that into here because what's in there is a 64 gigabyte. This is 128. So at least I've got 256. I'm sorry. This is a 256. I got it used, but it's been tested out. I don't care if it's used or not. It's going to have SteamOS on here, and it will game. That's all I care about, is that 60 gigabytes is like enough to put one game down onto it. So you got to be really committed to one game, or you have to get like a bunch of smaller, lightweight games that can go onto it. I'm gonna put something bigger in there so I can get a few more games because a flight to the Dominican Republic might be a little on the longer side, and I'd like to be able to not be completely bored out of my mind. I just kind of, it's just easier for me to deal with it. I'm just saying. Let's see here. And going back into some of the financial sides of things too. Bitcoin mining stocks surge with broader markets as traders see a less aggressive Fed. They're trying to bet the traditional stock market is trying to guess that the Federal Reserve is done with all the hikes. Period. They're trying to make this bet. I don't think that they're going to be quite correct. It'd be interesting to see that if Jerome Powell stops doing the interest rate hikes. He did signal that he wants to do 3 more. I think it'll be like 25 basis points a piece, so 1/4%. I think that where he's wanting to target it, it'll be about 5.25% interest. It may be too much. We'll have to see. Because basically what ends up happening is if they put the interest rates too high, the system locks up, and nobody's borrowing money anymore. And the moment people stop borrowing money, that's when the Federal Reserve goes back into quantitative easing. And that's whenever we see higher and higher interest rates. I mean, not interest, higher and higher inflation, and means of production just being too expensive for the common man. So be interesting to see what happens with the Federal Reserve, and if this trend continues. If Jerome Powell just goes and sits back and goes, and now we wait and waits from here to see how the market reacts to this, and doesn't do a knee jerk and just keeps on increasing interest rates. We'll see how the market responds to this. It looks like for right now, the markets is in thinking that the Federal Reserve beat inflation and it's tamed the dragon, because the inflation came down with their CPI numbers, and people are doing less hiring right now. So it's hard to say, has he gotten it under control? Under control and continuing a downward trend, we'll have to see. He's no Paul Volcker. He needs to get ahead of the inflation completely. And in order to get ahead of inflation, you're talking about 9% interest. At 9% interest, it would lock the system up. And they don't want to do that. Because their buddies will lose money, which means they'll lose money because that's where all their money's sitting in. These people are all paper rich. So, yeah, you can see where the issue is with how the Federal Reserve is going to be responding to this. But for the short term, the market is acting very positive across the board. So, we'll take this for what it is, guys, and take this as a small little victory that we get. The market gets to take a big deep breath and go, okay, now what's going to move forward? We've stopped bleeding a little bit here. We've got we've got our wounds covered right now. Are we going to continue bleeding? So I think that's where the market is sitting at overall right now. We'll have to see. With that being said, guys, you guys got any comments or questions for me? We are coming up to that 1 hour mark, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here and all that good stuff. Like I said, tomorrow, I will crack this open. We will get this into here. This is the Steam Deck. So here's the Steam Deck that the family mine owns. Yes, this is facility equipment, guys. It's special facility equipment. Kinda. Let me put this underneath here so it doesn't get lost. So I will be taking this on vacation with me. Yo. And then, depending on how quickly I get all of that done, Depends on if I get to my GPU tomorrow or not. If not, I will do the GPU on Wednesday. We'll get the GPU done on Wednesday, guys, and this way I can get my the one GPU sent back to EVGA because I don't want to be on the hook for like $1,700. I'm not trying to buy another GPU, guys. It's not happening. Not happening. So does anybody got any other comments or questions for me? Any questions whatsoever? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hours of green candles, guys. Juby, I don't think that would take that it would be that many. People drink less beer than they think. Oh, dude, you got a keeper too, bro. That's a keeper. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, Crypto Craig. That's a lot of crimping. Shuby, I'm good for 15 on a Friday. Yo. Ah. Oh, that's too cool, Crypto New England. Oh, that's awesome. You time-lapsed your wife doing all of that too? Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I really think we jumped out of the channel. I'm not sure if this is like a fake out. Could be. We can return back down as long as we don't go. As long as we don't go below there, we're good to go. This'll hurt a lot. I'll tell you that right now. Where I would really like to see this not go below. Is like right here. Let's see here. Can I change color? So as long as it doesn't go below this white line here, We're gonna do good, guys. If it rolls over and just touches, I think we'll kiss it and come up. And I think we'll probably return somewhere around here. That would be me. But we would have to basically kiss it here and then come up this way. And then this would be the target. Because if you look at it, we've kind of been utilizing this as like that support line. We've touched off of it through 2, 3, 4 times. We've touched down on this line right here. So if we can do it a 5th time, I think we rock it out. So has anybody got any other comments, questions before I head up out of here, guys? Yo. Anybody got any other comments or questions? Then everybody, if you got no comments or questions, drop an FA in the Chizzity chat, guys. Everybody, at least drop some FAs in that chat, guys, because you guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yo! That's actually a good question, Ibra. So Ibra is like, do you think GPU mining will come back soon? So I think there's a lot of GPU miners that are a lot of people that are just been told that you hold on. So either one of two things is going to happen. Either the GPU mining market is going to crack, and a lot of people are going to exit the GPU mining market, and when that happens, the people who will stay, once the difficulty drops, will become profitable, right? Or the crypto market needs to go up in price. So if the crypto market goes up in price, it can handle that means the crypto market in whole can handle all the distributed hash rate, and that is a net positive for everybody in the ecosystem. So basically one of those two things has to happen. Either the market has to turn around, or the mining market itself has to crack, and a lot of people have to get out of the market that no longer should be in the market due to they are not the most efficient miners out there any longer. Like I know some people who are in California paying like 56 cents a kilowatt hour, and they're mining crypto still. And it's like, why? You know, you'd make more money you would be earning more coin by just taking that same amount of electricity and buying it. So somewhere in around here, there has to be that the connection between the hash rate and what the earnings is. So I would say at this point, I think people are going to wait. I think people are going to wait and see if the crypto market turns around. I don't think that a lot of these people are going to be able to hold out for much longer. Maybe see now it's like it's so we're so much into unknown territory in a lot of aspects with this that I would almost say that if I had to take a guess, probably another couple of months before you will see what the market has truly got in store for us. I think until I see, it's like, and I don't want to be locked in on, I think it's going to be this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like there's so many different variables at this point. I think that we need to see more green candles. Yes, we've had a bunch of days where we've had consecutive days back to back with a green candle. Yes, we'll see a little mini pullback through here, and then we'll see more upturn. But I don't think mining will really turn around until we've got a price point that supports everybody. And I honestly think that probably about 40 to 50% of the GPU market that's mining currently needs to be powered down. These are people that are not in profitability. At 12 cents a kilowatt hour, they are not going to be profitable, nor will they ever be profitable, because the ones that I'm talking about are not paying the 12 cents a kilowatt hour. They're at 20 cents a kilowatt hour and higher. The odds of the crypto industry being able to support somebody paying 20 cents a kilowatt hour or higher it will only happen when we're in bubbles. Bubble territory, it'll work. The rest of the time, so there's a bunch of people that built during the bull run that they're so bad in the debt right now, it's unbelievable. So I think we need more capitulation. That's me. Once we see some more capitulation, we've seen the beginning of the capitulation, but once we see it go real nice and deep and get into a lot of different other people, then we'll start seeing some profits come back. We haven't seen the mass exodus of GPU miners, so there's that. Nice, Ebro. At 8 cents a kilowatt hour in Canada, that's not bad. And you're still not profitable. It's like, and that's what really sucks. It's like people we fought tooth and nail to get 6 cents and 8 cents a kilowatt hour. And right now, nobody's profitable in those ranges. So we will see how this will be going moving forward, guys. So, I mean, I would hope that my projection in the way that I see things, I would say that things should start either being normalized or getting close to it by summer. So we just got to get done with, just a few months. I mean, the market just came into the new tax season, so we're going to see how the new tax season hits in. We're going to see how the Federal Reserve plays with everything. We're going to see how the crypto regulations come out this year. There's a few things that are kind of up in the air that I think that are kind of making people want to kind of sit on the sidelines for right now. What's good, though, is the money has not left the market. The money is still in the market. They're sitting in stable coins. So as soon as we get some clarity of what's going on in the market, we're going to see a quick spike in the Bitcoin price, guys. Will it be to the tune of the all-time high from the last time? Don't get your hopes up that high, but at least seeing the median average, which should be right around that 21,000-ish per Bitcoin, I think the market will be very happy with that. What do you think about GPU versus ASICs? For Bitcoin mining, I do Bitcoin mining. For other coins, there you can do your Litecoin mining. I used to do Litecoin mining a while back. I had the L3 plus pluses. I had like 7 of those things. There's pros and cons. I mean, GPUs, they're not as noisy to be running unless you're running them all in server cases like I do. And ASICs just they throw off a little bit more heat, so you got the but they're more power. They're power dense but power efficient. So you have a lot of heat being thrown off that you're going to have to figure out how to deal with in the most efficient way possible without using AC units. So it depends. For Bitcoin mining, you can never go wrong with the ASIC. You know, and as long as you're getting the state of the art ASIC at a good price, you're doing good. As far as like other coins, so I got into the E3 Antminers whenever they came out. Those were the original ASICs on Ethereum in Ethereum Classic. I bought batches 1 through 7. Yeah, I got batches 1 through 7 on those. I had a lot of hash rate on Ethereum Classic. But they weren't that bad. Those ASICs weren't too bad on heat because they were like 765 watts a piece. They were less wattage than running NVIDIA GPUs or AMD GPUs on Ethereum or Ethereum Classic. So they were the most efficient thing. 200 mega hash at 765 watts. Bon appetit. But when it comes down to other coins, you're basically chasing profits and possible not getting ASICs. So be careful with where you're getting your ASICs from if you're going to go down the ASIC route. I love ASICs. I have no problems with ASICs whatsoever. They're easy to deploy. They're easy to manage heat with. They don't take up as much room as GPU rigs. So I mean, there's just a lot of pros with them. The negative side with them, they're noisy as shit and they take a lot of power. But your hash rate to wattage is more efficient. So it's like a give and take relationship with the ASICs. But I will run the ASIC route all day long. I'm in the process of slowly switching over my personal farm over to Bitcoin ASICs only. Eventually, I mean, it's like I'll have some GPU miners, but I want to focus more on Bitcoin ASICs, especially since I've got my Bitcoin I've got the Family Mine facility, so I've got plenty of power over there and all that good stuff. And still heating too much. Yeah. I feel you on that one. I had almost 90 GPU, or no, I had almost 80 GPUs here at the house, plus a few ASICs. And during the winter time, I mean, you're talking, anywhere from 0 degrees Celsius down to negative 20 degrees Celsius. And I still had windows open in the house because it was, I was still 90 degrees in the house with every freaking window open. I was exhausting the heat through the house. There was no moisture in this freaking house either. Yeah, I was the only house on the block that had windows open while it was snowing. Like, oh yeah. Yes, yes, sir. So, all right, guys. We are over that 1 hour marker. Thank you everybody for being here. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification for everything, all that good stuff. You know what to do, guys. If you are new here, I do have a Discord. Link is down below. Love to have you part of the community. It's free to join, guys. Feel free to come on over. We have good time. We have good people in the Discord. It hasn't been very active through through this bear market, but I am always on there, always looking. So if you join, you got any questions, certainly hit it up in there. Either myself, my business partner, or one of the many other people who do keep an eye on this Discord too will answer you with any of your questions. Thank you, Ibra. Thank you for the kind words, my dude. And if you guys are wanting to have your rigs hosted at the facility at the Family Mine LLC, guys, join the Patreon, links down below. Get into the pseudo hasher tier, guys. I know, shameless shill. I know I'm unbearable, but love to have you guys at the facility. We'll be able to offer you guys between 8 and 9 cents a kilowatt hour effective, not after taxes, not after the line fees. We're talking effective rate. This is what you will pay, between 8 and 9 cents a kilowatt hour, guys. Yo! So I don't know what your situation is, but if that can help you out with continuing to mine, certainly hit me up in the Patreon, links down below, guys, and be a part of the VIP tier, as we are I'm basically trying to get money raised together so that I can get a transformer in there, and more fuse panels, more outlets means more of you guys get to come in. Yo! And with that being said, thank you everybody for being here, and with peace out, stay savage, and may your hash be high and your watts be low. I'll see you on the next one. Yo!